Hi, my name's Kate. I am a high school math teacher in the middle of my 18th year of teaching. For today's Vlogmas video, one of my subscribers asked me to do a video on tips and tricks to kind of, work at least closer to contract hours. So if you're a teacher or you know teachers, you know that, most teachers work well outside of their contract hours. And so I thought that I would pass along some tips and tricks that I've learned over the last 18 years of how, I sometimes am able to work closer to my contract hours. So if I keep looking down, I do have a list here of notes just so I don't forget. Normally I just wing things, but I was like, I want to make sure that I know and cover everything that I wanted to in this video. So the first thing, and probably the biggest thing, is just really making use of your plan period. I did do a whole video on join my plan period with me, and one of the things that I do every day on my plan period at the start is just make a list of these are the things that I have to do. So I start out with these are the most important things that I have to get done right now, and then if I get done with these and I still have time, I can start working on these things. So that's going to be my number one tip, using your plan period and making that list so you know exactly what you need to get done. Other things, if you're in your classroom, maybe closing your classroom door, letting your teacher bestie know, hey, when my door's closed, don't interrupt me unless, it's an emergency, like, fire or food, right? Donuts, chocolate, that sort of thing. So, that's a good trick. Now, I am not in my classroom on my plan period, so I am in our math and science office in my little cubicle area, so I just pop in my earbuds and I just put in some quiet music on the background, and that way I just kind of tune everybody out. There's not a whole lot of people in there, which is good. So just, being able to kind of make it known that you're sort of unavailable and not wanting to chat is really important in order to make the best use of that plan time. And I know that's really hard, especially if you're on plan period with your teacher bestie. All you want to do is sit and talk and whatever. So save that for passing periods, save that for the lunchtime, use your plan period the best that you can. Another tip that I have is that you don't have to grade everything. And this took me a while to realize, and sometimes I find it hard to, students did something and I want to put a grade in for it, and realize that you don't have to. You can have the kids turn it in, you can just quickly look at it and pass it back. And, some of the times the kids will be like, oh, well, did you grade it already? And I was like, oh, we're going to go over the answers together or whatever it is. So just know that even if the students do something, you don't have to grade it. Not everything needs to be graded, and that is okay. And that's going to save you a huge amount of time by not grading everything. Another tip, I used to do this all the time and I've gotten away from it and I'm slowly starting to get back, is while one class is testing, grade the tests from the previous class. I do know, you can't just completely focus on grading those tests because you got to walk around, you got to monitor the students, but there is, something to be said about why you're sitting there, kind of, not that you're not doing anything, but while you're sitting there really not having a whole lot to do, you can work on getting those tests graded, and that way you don't have this huge stack of tests to grade later on. Especially as you get upper level math classes, those tests take a long time, so being able to use that time where the kids are testing wisely, that'll help so that you don't have to bring quite as much home with you, or anything home with you at all. A huge time-saving tip that I have used up until this year with teaching completely new classes, it's becoming a little bit harder for me, but the last couple of years on Fridays, I would make all of my copies for the following week, and that was a huge lifesaver for me because I knew come in Monday morning, I had all of my copies. I didn't have to worry about anything. I didn't have to worry about the long lines at the copier Monday morning, frantically getting copies made, or, the copier's jammed just before class when I need to make those copies. So if at all possible, get all of those copies made Friday on your plan period. That way you are set to go for the week. Another tip that I have, this isn't something that I have done completely, but I know that a lot of other teachers talk about this. is batching your planning. And I know Brianna Beebe talks about this a lot, and batching your plan period. So, you know, on Fridays, if Fridays are the day that you're going to make all of your copies, then, you know, maybe Thursday is the day that you make sure you know exactly what you're doing for the following week. So you plan out your week. Maybe Wednesday is the day that you work on grading all of the homework that you've accumulated over, you know, the span of a week, and, you know, just going from there. And so just kind of batching and knowing, okay, this is what I'm going to do every Monday. This is what I'm going to do every Tuesday, and so on. And that will help, you know, kind of focus in on what you're going to do rather than I need to do a little bit here, a little bit there, and kind of moving all over the place. So that's just another tip to help make sure that your plan period is more productive. I know I've said it already, but again, you do not have to grade everything. And I think that's a huge one. Again, to just keep remembering, I could say it after every single one as another reminder. Just again, don't grade everything. You don't need to put every single thing in the grade book. That's going to save a lot of time, because grading does take a lot of time. On the note of grading, I don't actually, when my students turn in their homework, I don't grade their homework on correctness. I grade it on completion. I do have a video talking more about how I deal with homework, but I view homework as just more practice. And so I have the kids turn in their homework digitally, and then we go over the answers in class. Or with my pre-calculus kids, I actually most of the time post the answers on Canvas for them, so that as they're working on their homework, they can check their answers. And then when I grade their homework, I just skim through it to see, hey, are they doing it? Does it look right? Does it look like they're using the right process? And just give them that grade based on completion. And that saves a lot of time, because, you know, I don't have the time to grade, you know, 120 pre-calculus homeworks and 120 college algebra homeworks every single day. So that's definitely another time-saving tip. Maybe grading on completion, or again, maybe, you know, just at the end of the week or at the end of the unit, be like, okay, I'm going to, you know, randomly pick a couple of homeworks, and those are the only ones that I'm going to grade. But making sure that those kids can check their answers to know that they're doing the process correct is important. So I know for everybody, it's definitely, you know, different situations, different, you know, things going on. But the most important thing is, when you're at school, try to stay focused, try to know exactly what you need to get done that day. That way, by the time that the bell rings, when it is time for you to go home, contract hours are over, hopefully you can leave everything there and you can go home and you can just relax and enjoy. No, you don't have to do it all. You don't have to grade it all. So I would love to know, do you guys have some tips as well to helping stay within those contract hours? Please leave those in the comments below. Let's help each other out so that we can try to, you know, minimize the amount of work we do outside of our school hours. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in following along more with my journey as I teach, please subscribe. I do upload videos every Friday and every day here during Vlogmas. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.